Wow, good morning and welcome to Friday transmission. I welcome you once again back to the Koikimedia. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, and a lot of you know me as Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. Let us please invite others to join us this morning, and let us also bring in as many of our friends and our family to come and be part of this Friday edition of our broadcast. If you're new to the platform, we'd like to welcome you. If you're a returnee, we'd like to also appreciate you as well. As we are getting ready to kickstart this morning again, let us remind ourselves that quite a lot is happening in Nigeria, and it is our responsibility to keep you up to date, share the program, and invite others to do so as well. A very good morning once again, and welcome to the Friday, the 25th day of the month of April. I believe this is the last Friday before the new month comes in, and that shows that the year is running out very fast as well. So please let us bring in many more people to join us. Quite a very important topic to discuss this morning. As we say all the time, if we see things and we don't talk about it, it might be too late before many Nigerians realize the danger ahead. The topic of discussion this morning is very, very important. And it is important that many Nigerians are aware of the situation and the development that is playing out on a daily basis back home in Nigeria. So please do invite others to join us. While we are still prepping the other platforms to be ready, we are also going to use that opportunity to listen to this, and by the time we are back, hopefully on our seat, we should have all the platforms ready to go live together. So good morning once again, and welcome to the transmission. Please do share the program. Do share the program and invite others to do as well.
They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget. Our country has long been in a very complicated system. Most of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases. Either we accept to fight or we remain slaves forever. I told you once. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So you must advise each other, not pay attention to certain remarks, even in some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. there is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here. So we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO, because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people taken in the Sahel. We must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us. Look at the world. Let them go defend human rights all over the world first before coming here. We are fortunate to have similar situations in this world. You voluntarily committed yourselves. There are countries where people are forcibly taken, killed. You leave or you die. Others, even while trying to flee, end up dying. They don't talk about human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. That's how it is in their minds. They have never changed their mindset, but it's up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept this state of affairs. So don't be fooled by the stories. They tell to anyone who will listen. You must.
Now let us, kickstart slowly into the broadcast, as there's quite a lot to cover this morning. Let's come back here.
Oshu, please talk about it.
The
Yoruba indigene. I want to talk to you all. And I want you to listen and accept what I'm about to say. I said they are already assaulting you from your villages all over Yoruba State. In Ogun State, Osun State, Ondo State, Anambra State, even Anambra State, even the Igbo lands as well. People are already entering those places. And they're already overtaking you people in your various states. What we are saying right now, this is not about religion.
Christian,
Whether you're a Christian
Muslim,
or you're a Muslim, and we are Yoruba traditional worshippers, this is time we must band together to fight for our father's land so that they don't overtake us in it. Don't let them use religion to take over our land. All those villages they have taken over in Ondo State, when they wanted to kill, they killed Christian and Muslim alike. They are fighting for the land, they are not fighting for religion. They are just coming through the lens of religion. But I'm telling you all Yoruba people, please be prepared. Nigerians as well, please be well prepared so that they don't take you away from your father's land. And calling onto the royalties in Yoruba land. The Oni of Ife, the Imperial Majesty. Kábíyèsí, we greet you, sir. Please talk about this. The new Aláàfin, please talk about this. All the kings in Ondo State. The kings in Lagos, Oyo, Oshun, please talk about this. Because when the war overwhelms us, we will not be able to do anything about it. Personally, I'm ready for war. I told you the last time that you should fortify yourself. So people will say, why will a pastor utter that kind of statement? Please go and fortify yourself. Because when war comes, I will drop my Bible. I will go and fight for my father's land. When the Christianity came into Nigeria, 1842. It came in 1842. That was when it came in. And the first person to compile the Bible, his name is Williams. They killed him on the 6th. 1536. They burnt him. He was lynched. The person that compiled the Bible for us. So don't let us put religion into our culture or for fight for our father's land. I will fortify myself and I'll be a leader. And if you can fortify people, fortify them. We will fight that war. I will drop my Bible because of my father's land. Because the Bible says it. Hebrews 6 verse 1. It says, set aside the teachings of Christ and let us do what is complete. We will now put it aside.
Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, Koikimedia, we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep. I was a lot of àwa ló yà sáàtì èdè ìgbèdè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà àwa gangan ni bàbá Koikimedia, 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 we bring the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for house. But they move closer before them to sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. But they move closer before them to sabi. Ọ̀kìn lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ni ń ro ló lájú. Ẹyẹ tó torí kòtò bí àná ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àdá. Olùdú ọkọ̀ bá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé. Ilẹ̀ ìlérí káwa lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàwó Odùduwà ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tí wà mọ́ ní. Àṣà ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé búgbà yín jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tí wà mọ́ ní. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó tí wà mọ́ ní. News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú owó tí wà mọ́ ní. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájú mọ̀ mi o. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. Àǹtádù rẹ̀ ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ṣé ìlọ máa fi dìbò ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé mádé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbàjọ́jì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o owó náà dẹ́kun pọ̀ sí o Koikimedia sáwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́n o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Òdùwà ni wá o tọkàntọkàn. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì àdìmú bàbá yìí. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó fẹ́ o tó kàn ní oko lára ni. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àgbèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ̀gbọ́n àwa ní bàbá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Òtútù alágbèdá ní òtítọ́ lágbèdá ní. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àbí sọ̀dálẹ̀ àbí sódìgẹ́ta. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àgbọ̀tàn àtúnpèrè gèdè. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹgbẹ́ tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú tó. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹgbẹ́ tí ẹ̀kọ́ ètò tó kojú tó. Koikimedia is around to give us latest.
Please share the program and invite your friends and family. Today is the Friday morning, the last Friday in the month of April. A very important conversation. 390 ex-Boko Haram are now free to move around Nigeria. What do we know? And what is the agenda of Tinubu? I'll be telling you all that and what you need to know, that 390 ex-Fulani terrorists have now been released according to the federal government.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses are struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not.
Good morning once again. Please share this program, very important, and let's start like this. Good morning and welcome once again. Please share the program. There is a lot to talk about.
In this state is under assault.
There's an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and, of course, in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movement. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one.
That was the former Chief of Army Staff, General T.Y. Danjuma, telling many Nigerians many years ago that we are likely to die one after the other if we fail to do the needful to protect, defend our community, our territory, because of the Fulani terrorist attack. And for the many years, many lives has been lost. And as I speak today, many lives are still being lost. The question is, how much time do we need to leave Nigeria to continue to exist so that many people will die? This morning, at exactly 8:34 on a very bright sunny day, looking at the sky to my window, we are back again on this channel, Koikimedia. The broadcast will be fully more in English, at least about 85%, because I am talking to all Nigerians as one of your truthful media. You might not be aware, many people graduate from university and polytechnic, artisan do graduate, but it is only in Nigeria that we can also confirm that ex-Fulani terrorists that have killed us, raped us, ransom paid, have also now been part of people that graduate within this contraction that Britain put together, known as Nigeria. The question is why? You might want to know, or you might probably have known. This morning, I'll be telling you what happened in Gombe State, when again, under the Chief Commander Officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has authorized that ex-Boko Haram should be given their freedom to return back to their homes and live in any part of Nigeria as they wish to. I'll be telling you all that. I'm going to play a video that I'm not going to be able to show you on the screen. You can hear the soundtrack. The video, according to the information, is many out of the atrocity that these individuals have committed across every part of Nigeria. These are Nigerians that have made it to the farm, but unfortunately, one out of the hand, this particular one, I believe, looking at the video, I will not be able to show you, like I said, it's very graphic. So the left hand, just look at my wrist. This is what they do. The rest hand has been chopped off, and the young man is carrying that other hand that has been cut off on his right hand. But before I play that video, for us to hear the soundtrack, there is another young man, or there is another man rather, that warned us all that we are currently going to be invaded, in as much as many Nigerians still do not believe, and they are preparing for 2027, when the Fulani are preparing for war in 2027 or before. Evidence point out now that they've already invaded Kwara State. That means they are currently, as I speak to you, intelligence says about 1,000 Mahruda, which is the new terrorist organization, Mahmuda, have now invaded Kwara State in Nigeria. And the question then is, how many more terrorists will graduate from the radicalization program of the federal government of Nigeria? Let's listen to this man.
And the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They are already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They are everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent.
Once again, these are very tough times in Nigeria, and many Nigerians are concerned that the federal government continue to release Fulani terrorists back into the society, and which is something that is quite alarming to many of us. Let's listen to these young Nigerians that spoke on TikTok and was sent to me, as many Nigerians that are concerned, just like many of us that have been asking the same question: why do we need to release back into the society ex-Boko Haram? Only President Bola Tinubu can tell us why. Nobody else has the authority to grant these terrorists back. And I think maybe before we play that, let me make sure that you are fully aware that this is not a story that I am making up. There was, and I quote, a serious graduation of these to do what it's doing. Or is this just something that eventually it might just fade away? These are serious questions that needs answers, but we seem not to be getting the answer. But I'm going to help us this morning to try as much as possible to understand what this is all about. So we're going to go straight first and listen to how the presentation of the 390 ex-Boko Haram. Remember, this Boko Haram has committed quite a number of atrocities, not just in one particular state, but across every part of Nigeria. Yet, Tinubu, the president, has given order for them to be allowed to return back into the society. That means that you might or might not know the living with an ex-Boko Haram within your community. Once again, these 390 have been told to go out and live as a normal citizen, and all their sins have been forgiven. Once again, let's quickly give you the difference between Nigeria President Bola Tinubu and the India Prime Minister Modi on the same issue of terrorism that he is also experiencing in his country as I speak to you today. Once again, before we go further, let me first appreciate one out of many of the Koikimedia team. As he celebrates his birthday today, I say happy birthday to you, Okwe. From the Koikimedia team, we appreciate you, we love you, and we will continue to celebrate you today and many more years. And that also goes to anyone celebrating their birthday today and in the month of April. Let's quickly come back and let me take you to Narendra Modi, that is the Prime Minister of India. This is what he said 22 hours ago. India will identify, track down, and punish every terrorist, their handlers, and their backers. We will pursue them till we kill them. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Let me repeat again. The Indian Prime Minister, 22 hours ago, I will release the audio. Some of you on the Facebook might not hear the sound, but others will do. Again, he speaks in his language because English is a borrowed language. This is what he had to say during the address, because there were a couple of terrorist attacks, according to the news coming out of India, in the last couple of hours. And this is the response of a reasonable, dedicated Prime Minister as against the one in the Federal Republic of Nigeria that is saying that we can release back terrorists back into the society. Let's listen to him, and I'll repeat what he says in English again.
Today, from the soil of Bihar, I say to the whole world, India will identify, track, and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve.
I thought it was actually even, because I'm watching the video for the first time, but I've already identified the video ready for us. But because I know that he doesn't speak in English all the time, so I thought he was going to be speaking in his language. But what we heard is what we should expect from President Tinubu ever since he came to office 2 years ago. But rather than President Tinubu to speak in the same direction like the Indian Prime Minister, President Tinubu is doing the other way around. I'm going to come back to the Indian Prime Minister. Let's take us to Gombe State. Can we please confirm if there is audio in the broadcast? I think I just picked up somebody says there's no audio. And I don't want to continue without knowing that you can hear me. Please, can you indicate in the comment section if you can hear me? the sound coming out from that broadcast that I just played was very low. I'll try and see if I can bring it back to where it can be a little bit louder. But for now, please do indicate in the comment section before we move further. If you're talking about the sound from the Indian Prime Minister, definitely that is a bit low, but we'll come back to that later. Let's take us to Gombe State, and this is what we know. And this is a video that was posted 6 days ago on the AIT YouTube channel.
Another batch of repentant combatants passed through the touch of self-conviction with a promise not to participate in any activity that has countered to the unity of the country.
Reflect back and see that what I'm doing is not good. That is why I said to just repent to the Almighty God and leave what I'm doing. It's better for me to want to stay in peace with everybody.
These are the 390 individuals who have entered the walls of Operation Safe Corridor through Nigeria's non-kinetic approach, which started in 2015 and its operation stretching beyond the northeast.
Go through a well-structured de-radicalisation, rehabilitation, and reintegration program.
The process saw through the transformation of these individuals that are ready to partake in nation building.
I'm confident that based on the therapeutic interventions this set of clients have undergone under the proficiency and watchful eyes of the local treatment team, as well as the Big 5 inventory tools that was administered to them, they have been inculcated with positive virtues.
However, the stories of the resurgence of activities of these groups are begging for answers if the program is relevant in tackling insurgency.
We need to redouble our efforts. If you go to sleep, even if your enemy doesn't want to attack you, he will attack you. And so the military is doing very well. The various agencies are doing very well. The state governments are collaborating with everybody. But we need to double our efforts.
Prayer, as we reintegrate them into their respective societies, they will use whatever they have gained here for the benefit, or for their own benefit and also for the benefit of their communities.
Meanwhile, more federal government agencies such as the National Emergency Agency have joined in the fight through the non-kinetic approach.
At the point of their reintegration into the society, so the National Emergency Management Agency comes in and provides the necessary relief, which will serve as a support for them and their families before they are able to get a source of livelihood and then get properly settled.
Chika Udempo, AIT News, Gombe.
We have all heard from the Chief of Army Staff representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu regarding ex-Fulani terrorists being radicalized, de-radicalized, reintegrated back into the society. Let me, like I said,
what's up, my people? Coming on the presidency.
Let us listen to this, as this was one out of the many attacks by the same set of people that have now been de-radicalized. How the government wants to tell individuals like this, and many that have lost their lives across Nigeria, that we should forgive those that have made hell let loose across every part of the country.
Please come and interview him, please. Please interview him so that we can get the video evidence.
I take this man to hospital. He waste blood.
Please let them take you.
Now, cutlass he used like this. He said, wait, he said they were following them. So they want to block the car and they cut his car. So there are people following them. Take him to the hospital. This guy is wasting blood.
That is one out of many Nigerians that have lost their life because of insecurity. The next one I cannot show you, but I can tell you what has actually happened in the video. This is again another attack, as many of those that have lost their life within Nigeria due to the insecurity as well.
No. Bring it. Make the bandage. No, this one.
Again, across every part of the body of this individual, he has been cut all the way through, and again, the wrist has been taken off. I'm not sure what the agenda is all about from these new government, but I know it's a continuation of what Buhari told us, that we should accept and allow Fulani terrorists to live with us. How much more we can live with them is what I don't know. But I want to know, what are your reactions with this latest development under a new president, that we can be looking up to where Fulani terrorists continue to be allowed to be repented and return back to the society. So let's read the article coming out of the dailies from the Vanguard newspaper.
You should expect from President Tinubu ever since he came.
390 ex-Fulani Boko Haram terrorist members graduated from Boko Haram members. Fulani terrorists have now graduated from the federal government de-radicalization, rehabilitation, and likewise reintegration. DRR is a program that the federal government set up to allow terrorists to come back into the society and repent. Can we really de-radicalize terrorists? Those that are terrorists, can we actually say that somebody that has been involved in terrorism, killed, maimed, raped, can they be de-radicalized? Nigeria is not the only country where terrorists and extremists are operating from. But how true can we say that de-radicalization and disengagement of extremist group in Africa will work? Is this something that has been practiced in the past and at work? Or is this just another bogus program by the federal government of Nigeria to waste resources? And yet, many of these terrorists will return back to where they have always operated from. Are these terrorists mocking the federal government by eating good food when millions of Nigerians cannot have 3 square meals? Are these terrorists taking a mick of President Tinubu and deceiving him that they swear by the Holy Quran that they are no longer going to participate in the killings of Nigerians? Let's go back to the article one more time. This new set of repentant Boko Haram took place 6 days ago, while many Nigerians are focusing on things that they are not meant to be focusing on. Quietly, the federal government continued to allow Fulani terrorists to return back into the society, while many Nigerians were concerned or were distracted on other issues. The federal government continued to allow them to come back into the society. It's not the first time this is happening. Let me remind you that the former President Muhammadu Buhari, while he was in office, made it known to Nigerians that we must accept to forgive the Fulani terrorists that have committed atrocity across Nigeria. And I can take us back to an article from the Premium Times, NG, March 23rd, 2018. Excuse me. We are ready to forgive, rehabilitate repentant Boko Haram members, Muhammadu Buhari, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This was in 2018. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 7 years after that, President Tinubu is also taking the steps that Buhari took in 2018 that tells us to forgive every crime and atrocity that the Fulani terrorists have committed across every part of Nigeria. Like I said, I'm not sure how many Nigerians are reacting to this development because many Nigerians are not even aware that this is going on quietly behind the scene. It is not coming up on the mainstream media. And the reason for that is you are being distracted so that you will not question your government surrounding these atrocities that the government is currently putting out back again. Why would the government that is meant to protect lives and property have decided to welcome back the same set of elements of extremists, terrorists? These are not armed robbers. These are full-blown Fulani terrorists that Tinubu is doing the same step like Buhari did. Let's read the article from what Buhari said in 2018. As at then, he was the president, but right now he's no longer the president, so I'm going to use former. Former President Muhammadu Buhari, another Fulani man, as we already know, because Buhari's father is from Niger, and we know that Buhari clan are Fulanis. Only Buhari's mother, from what we know, is from the northern part of Nigeria. Buhari's father himself, as evidence pointed out, is a Fulani man. Former President Muhammadu Buhari has said that the Nigerian government is ready to accept the unconditional laying down of arms by any members of the Fulani terrorist Boko Haram and all other terrorist organizations operating in Nigeria, who shows strong commitment in that regard. The president who was speaking when he received the release of the Dapchi school girls at the presidential villa in Abuja on Friday also said efforts were being made to secure the release of every adopted citizen in Nigeria. Buhari failed to secure the release of many Nigerians in the captive hands of the Fulani terrorists. We are ready to rehabilitate and integrate such repentant Fulani terrorist Boko Haram into the larger society. That means they can set up business in Lagos State. They can become members of the community in your own community across Lagos State, Ogun State, Oyo State, Osun State, Ekiti State, Ondo State, Kwara State, Kogi State, and the rest of Nigeria. Mr. Buhari also said his administration is therefore, imagine, appealing to all of us, as at the time, this is in 2018, to embrace peace with the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, jihadist terrorists operating in Nigeria. Buhari was pleading with us, appealing that we should embrace them back into the society because they have sworn by the Holy Quran that they are not going to commit crime against humanity again. But 7 years after, and 3 years going now that Buhari has left government, we have witnessed almost on a daily basis news coming out of Nigeria of terrorist attack across innocent Nigerians from Plateau State to Benue State, from Oyo State to Ondo State to Enugu State to Anambra State. Even Abuja has not been left as well. The question then is, why has this de-radicalization program not stopped the agenda of the Fulani terrorists? Why has President Bola Tinubu take the same route like Buhari did? Is a question that many of us are confused and do not know why. Again, I repeat that part again. Mr. Buhari also said his administration is therefore appealing to all Nigerians to embrace peace for the overall development of our people and the country. So Buhari is accepting that Fulani terrorists are part of us and they are just people and we should forgive them, embrace them, and allow them to settle back in our community. The president, however, warned against those elements who have chosen to make political fortune of citizens' misfortune. Government will not tolerate any attempt by any person or group to trivialize or politicize security issues for political motivated ends, he said. Accordingly, security agencies will not hesitate to decisively deal with such unscrupulous characters, he said. Mr. Buhari also formally announced that 107 DAPCHI students, as at the time previously adopted, have been unconditionally released by their adopters who are Fulani terrorists. The number given by the president appears in conflict with the earlier figures released by the government. The government has said out of the 110 adopted, 108 were released, while one remained in the captive. 5 died during the adoption. That was the president as at the time. Now, let's come to 2025. Back again to Gombe State. 390 ex-Boko Haram have now been released as well. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, said this during the graduation ceremony in Malam City in Kwani local government area of Gombe State on Thursday. He said that the Boko Haram terrorist Fulani that are graduating clients arrived in the camp just under a year. I'm a little bit confused that those that have committed terrible crime against Nigerians, we are still in April. They came to the camp in July. It's not even up to 1 year, and they have already accepted that since they have sworn by the Quran that they are not going to commit crime anymore, they can release them back into the society. General Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff, told us that these terrorists have gone through various rebuilding activities of the program, which reshaped them and made them ready for reintegration into the society. What is the meaning of reintegration? Reintegration, according to the English Dictionary. Integration to the process of individuals, or as we know, the terrorist groups that are returning to and adapted back into the social, economy, and psychologically environment after a period of separation or disruption. It involves reestablishing relationship, resources, and roles, and can occur in various contexts, such as after incarceration, displacement, or mental health treatment. Once again, Fulani terrorists are now allowed to live back among us as Nigerians.
Reintegration.
Reintegration. The action or process of reintegrating someone back into the society. So what we are witnessing today under President Bola Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is that Boko Haram terrorists that have killed, maimed, attacked, ransom paid, kidnapped, and disrupted many farmers from making it back to their farm are now gradually returning back again to the society, according to the federal government. What do we know before we finally start winding down this particular section of the broadcast? Represented by Major General Sunday Makolo, the Chief of Defense Staff Musa said that the non-kinetic approach by the federal government is positively impacting military operations in the Northeast. He restated that the Army commitment towards tackling security challenges in the country and ensuring peace and security. He urged the client now. They are not calling them terrorists anymore. They are now using the word client to rephrase the word ex-Boko Haram of peace in their respective community. So when they return back to Oyo State, they are meant to be law-abiding. When they return back to Anambra State, they should be law-abiding. When they return back to Katsina, they should not attack or kill any Christian. This is what we have been told by the federal government, according to Chief of Staff, that is also representing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He urged the client, again, they are using the word client rather than Boko Haram terrorist. Maybe not to make sure that you know what we're talking about. He urged the client to be agent of peace in their respective community while warning them against violating their oath. Now, what have they swear on? Every single one of these terrorists have used the Quran to swear an oath, O-A-T, that they will not return back, O-A-T-H rather, that they are not going to return back to the atrocity and the crime that they've been committing for a very long duration until when they were brought in the camp in July last year while they are graduating today. Let's go further. On his part, Colonel Abiodun Johnson, the commandant of the DRR camp, Operation Safe Corridor, said that the client, again, the word client is being used as opposed to the Boko Haram terrorist, that the client comprises 6 foreigners and 384 Nigerians. So what we are being told by the federal government that out of the 390, only 6 of them are foreigners, while the remaining 384 are the Nigerians, Fulani terrorists that are killing, maiming, and making sure that our lives have been very difficult to operate within the territory known as Nigeria. 384 Nigerians who had now been rehabilitated and were ready for reintegration. According to Colonel Abiodun Johnson, the commandant of the DRR camp, said a further breakdown of the 390 clients, again, the word client is used as against people that are known as terrorists, shows that 13 clients. So when I'm using the word client, this is what the article has projected. But for the benefit of me and you, I have to continue to use the word Boko Haram. I will not use the word client because it will confuse you from thinking that we are just talking about ordinary citizens now. Remember, these are full-blown terrorists that the federal government is telling us that they have now become good citizens. We are now being told that these Boko Haram terrorists, that the government says that 384 of them are Nigerians, as we know, are people that have come from each of these states. 13 of the Boko Haram are from Adamawa State. One of the Boko Haram is from Akwa Ibom State. 19 of them of the Boko Haram is from Bauchi State, while the highest number of these Boko Haram is coming from Borno State, and that is about 218 of them. One of the Boko Haram terrorists is coming from Cross River State. One of the Boko Haram terrorists is also coming from Edo State, while 5 of them is from Gombe State, while another 5 Boko Haram terrorists are from Jigawa State. According to the Colonel Abiodun Johnson, went further to tell us that 15 of the Boko Haram terrorists are from Kaduna State, 14 of the Boko Haram terrorists are from Kano State, 7 of the Boko Haram terrorists are also from Katsina State, while 3 of the Boko Haram terrorists that have been reintegrated are from Kebbi State. 5 of the Boko Haram are also from Kogi State, while 1 of them, of the Boko Haram, is from Nasarawa State. 5 of the Boko Haram is from Niger State, while 1 of the Boko Haram is from Osun State, and 2 of the Boko Haram is from Oyo State. So those of you in Osun State and Oyo State, I welcome you back, the ex-Boko Haram, back into your society. 15 of the Boko Haram are from Kaduna State, 14 of them of the Boko Haram are from Kano State, while 7 of the Boko Haram are from Katsina State, 3 of the Boko Haram are from Kebbi State, 5 of the Boko Haram are from Sokoto State, 3 of them are from Taraba State, while 47, another huge number, of the Boko Haram are from Yobe State, and 8 of the Boko Haram are from Zamfara State. Now, the foreign terrorists that we are told that are among them are from Cameroon. 1 is from Cameroon, 1 is from Chad, and 4 of them is from Niger Republic. This, for me, again, is not shocking. It just shows that for those of us that have been campaigning for the dissolution of Nigeria, that these are many reasons why we need to do everything possibly best so that we can exit Nigeria, because I don't think any country around the world wants to have ex-Boko Haram back in their society. Let me take us back again to some few months back. According to another article, Nigeria have now saved 60,000 Boko Haram children from the extremists. This is coming again from the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has revealed that the Nigerian military and the federal government, in collaboration with international partners, initiated Operation Safe Corridor, terrorists from growing into future threat. That means that the government knows that there is a future threat. So as a Yoruba man that is now asking that we dissolve away from Nigeria, And for those of you that are against it, I hope you understand that there is a future threat of the children born into the Boko Haram family. If the government have rescued 60,000, what about the rest that are still being given birth to on a daily basis? How prepared are we to make sure that we will not be part of a country where the children of the Boko Haram will come back, attack, kill, and disrupt our ways of life as Yoruba people? These are many reasons why we continue to campaign against our exit from Nigeria. Fair enough to the federal government that is telling us that they've been able to at least rescue 60,000 of these children. But what about those that have not been able to be rescued? That means that our future in Nigeria is extremely bleak. Please do understand that these are not scripted. These are what the government is telling us, and the fact and evidence that we've already knew before. It is entirely up to us now to do everything possibly best to allow the Yoruba people to leave Nigeria. If not, we might have to nurse these children for a very long time. This is how far I can take you as an update, and many Nigerians were not aware before that 390 ex-Boko Haram are welcome back as citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria a month ago. I will leave it for that this particular hour. Today again is the 25th of April 2024. Today again is the 25th of April 2025, and you've been listening to Koikimedia live. As we say all the time, if we see it, we say it, and we hope we can sort it out. Nigerians should be aware that there's not much you can do to rescue yourself, apart from allowing ourselves to allow Nigeria to now dissolve. If you insist that you want to keep Nigeria, you must also prepare to be part of a country where terrorists will be reintegrated back into the society, and you have no other choice than to live with them as Nigerians. Thank you so much. God bless Yoruba people. Have a very great morning. Bye for now.